Kahalayim, La Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Racha HaKodash. Double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone, elders and bishops who rule well, and salutations and blessings to the 144,000 and the 1/3. All right. Quick lesson on detoxing. Just a quick introductory. Just going over it a bit, the benefits, and what herbs you can utilize and what you can do. First, I'm going to get this. This is Daniel 1 and 3 in the NLT. It says, Then the king ordered Ashpenaz, his chief of staff, to bring to the palace some of the young men of Judah's royal family and other noble families who had been brought to Babylon as captives. Select only strong, healthy, and good-looking young men, he said. Make sure they are all well-versed in every branch of learning, are gifted with knowledge and good judgment, and are suited to serve in the royal palace. Train these young men in the language and literature of Babylon. The king assigned them a daily ration of food and wine from his own kitchens. They were to be trained for 3 years, and then they would enter the royal palace. Daniel, Hananiah, Mishael, and Azariah were 4 of the young men chosen, all from the tribe of Judah. The chief of staff renamed them with these Babylonian names. Daniel was called Belshazzar, Hananiah was called Shadrach, Mishael was called Meshach, Azariah was called Abednego. But Daniel was determined not to defile himself by eating the food and wine given to them by the king. He asked the chief of staff for permission not to eat these unacceptable foods. Now the Most High had given the chief of staff both respect and affection for Daniel, right? The Most High put the spirit on him. And that's a good point, man, because the Lord can, he can, as the scripture says in Proverbs, when you're roughly paraphrasing, when your actions, when you do right before the Lord, he even makes your enemies to be at peace with you, right? So that's a good point to take in these times we're coming into. Verse 10, but he responded, I am afraid of my lord the king, who has ordered that you eat this food and wine. If you become pale and thin compared to the other youths your age, I am afraid the king will have me beheaded. Daniel spoke with the attendant who had been appointed by the chief of staff to look after Daniel, Hananiah, Mishael, and Azariah. Please test us for 10 days on a diet of vegetables and water, Daniel said, right? So, you see, they think that eating, right, like these people in the world, they think eating good, I gotta eat good, I gotta eat my steak, which is nothing wrong with steak, right? But there's a time, there's a moderation process. You got to understand about moderation, right? Portion, but if you're just eating meat, gulping down wine, right? Eating starchy foods, these are all lawful things. But again, man, hey, you got to know about moderation, and Daniel said, look, test us, man. All we're going to do is eat vegetables and drink water. Verse 13, at the end of the 10 days, see how we look compared to the other young men who are eating the king's food. And the king's food, you have the king's disease, gout, too much, an excessive amount of uric acid in your body, which uric acid, if I'm not mistaken, that's a byproduct of protein. And the protein is acidic. So all you're doing is eating protein. A lot of these people are, all they're doing is eating eggs, steak, beef, ground beef, right? Just all protein, man. But they're not taking burdock, dandelion, right? The burdock is really good for that, to clear the uric acid out of your system and to clean the blood. But it says here, verse 14, or Slaki, I'll finish 13. It says, then make your decision in light of what you see. The attendant agreed to Daniel's suggestion and tested them for 10 days. At the end of the 10 days, Daniel and his 3 friends looked healthier and better nourished than the young men who had been eating the food assigned by the king. So after that, the attendant fed them only vegetables instead of the food and wine provided for the others. Right? And that was the point. Now I'm going to get some information what things you can take, what steps you can take, right? But again, you have to understand that even if you're taking these herbs and your diet is starchy, meaty, rich, um, it's like shoveling it's like shoveling, against the tide, going against the tide, so to speak, shoveling shit against the tide, so to speak, right? It'll help, but it's not the process. It's not what we're doing, right? It's not what you want to do. So the time we're coming into right now, especially where we gotta be less greedy and excessive upon meats, right? As the scripture says. Actually, let me get that. Right, the time we're coming into, man. It's very good to be, to withhold yourself and to be disciplined, right? To be disciplined, man. Sirach 37 and 29. Actually, I'll start at 27. It says, "My son, prove thy soul in thy life." Right? The word "prove" is Old English for test, try. Right? That's where you get the word experience. Experience means try it out. Right? Experience literally means try it out. So you got to try out. You live in life. That's your testimony. You're going through your experiences and your tests. That's your testimony, right? So you got to know. As it says right here, right? Prove thy soul in thy life and see what is evil for it and give not that unto it. So you got to know, okay, through my experiences, this is who I am. This is my likes, my dislikes. You got to know yourself, man. Know thyself, right? You got to know thyself and apply this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding and use your prudence, right? Your judgment, right? Verse 28, for all things are not profitable for all men, right? You might have a bad reaction after excessive meat. Some brothers can take it. Some brothers can eat it, and then even then it'll affect you later on, right? So just be conscious of that. Even if it's not affecting you right now, it might affect you down the line. You might get a pain in your big toe. You're just, oh shit, what the fuck is that? You might start getting digestive issues. You might start getting random aches and pains. You might start getting migraines, right? All these are signs your body's telling you, yo, wake up. The schedule right now, what we're doing now is not good. Your body will tell you that, man. Verse 29, be not unsatiable in any dainty thing, sweets, right? Nor too greedy upon meats, for excess of meats bringeth sickness, right? But I thought protein, my gains, I need my gains, I need my protein, right? I need my 200 grams of protein, 250 grams of protein, man. Look, man, you guys, just vain, man, just complete vanity, this world, right? Excess of meats bringeth sickness, and surfeiting will turn into choler. All right, so I'm gonna get. I just have to make that point because again, this video is a quick introduction to a detox. How would you go about a detox? Do what Daniel did. Go on a 10-day fast of cut out all starchy foods. Right? You don't know what starchy foods are? Look it up on Google. What are starchy foods? Cut it out. Right? Your even your grains, or your rice, your pasta, right? Flour products, eggs, potatoes, cut that out, right? Meat, of course, cut it out. Fish, cut it out. For 10 days, man, you can do it, right? Have your raw veggies, make your smoothies, saute your veggies, which is also good, right? I did the lesson right before this, right? You can saute. You lose. See, the thing now is you got raw, everything raw. You got to eat everything raw, vegetable, raw fruit, raw this, right? But the thing is, right, when you saute things, you're not cooking it to death, right? I'm not talking about boiling it to death and there's no color. You want it nice and bright and green, right? Your asparagus, your kale, your whatever, spinach, right? Your collards and zucchini, whatever it is. You saute it, and a lot of times what happens is when that heat, and it's not, like I said, it's not excessive heat to the point where you're killing it. But at the same time, you got to understand minerals, they're not going to burn out. Minerals don't burn out from heat. It's the vitamins and the enzymes that are sensitive to the heat. But what you do when you apply the heat, you can actually turn up some of the things, some of the good things in there. You can, meaning turn up, meaning you, what's that word? It's like a catalyst, man. It'll increase its effectiveness pretty much, without going into this rambling, right? So you can actually increase its potency by sautéing, right? And then you have your fruits, of course. Go on your fruits, and here I'm going to show you this wheatgrass, which is very very good, right? You can get the powder and you can add it to your smoothies. It'll really contribute to your health, man. Right? It says the famous wheatgrass is the young grass shoots of common wheat. Its crude chlorophyll, the first product of light, therefore contains more light energy than any other element. Dr. Ann Wigmore has been helping people get well from chronic disorders for 30 years using wheatgrass. Wheatgrass juice is antibacterial and can be used inside and outside the body. It's probably the safest and most effective way to healthfully supplement your diet. High in oxygen, takes only minutes to digest, a superior detoxification agent, cleans the liver, improves blood sugar problems, helps treat acne, even removes scars after it has been ingested for 7 to 8 months. Antiseptic, neutralizes strep infections, heals wounds, chronic sinusitis, ear infections, reduces varicose veins, colon, bowel, and rectal issues, uterus, cervix, vagina, yeast, parasites, typhoid fever, tooth decay, removes poisons and toxins, heavy metals, psoriasis, blood disorders, very high in enzymes. Skin cleanser, gray hair, great for enemas, healing intestines. A lot of people can use that, man. We can use that, heal your intestines, right? What do you think an ulcer is? When people get an ulcer, that's too late. You can heal that as well, but you got to go on the pain meds, man, because that shit hurts. That's just painful. But an ulcer is a burning, pretty much a hole in your lining, your digestive lining, your GI tract, right? Because of over acidity, right? You're just over acidic to the point your body just fuck. All this acidity you're consuming, your Coke and your sweets and your preservative, foods and your GMOs, right? It's just creating this acidic environment. So you can definitely use some healing of your intestines. Lungs, carbon monoxide damage, blood pressure, anti-aging, freshens breath, cancer, and is full of life energy. Very, very good tool. I would definitely recommend. I use this. I use the powder. You don't need to buy the juice Aesop sells overpriced, man. If you can make the juice yourself, that's good. But like I said, man, the powder works. The powder works amazingly. All right. Next herb is milk thistle. Right here they say thistle, but this is more commonly known as milk thistle. So it says down here, milk thistle seed, right? And if you can get the seed, like if you get a capsules, if you get a tincture, an alcohol tincture, try to get milk thistle seed because it is the highest, right? As it says here, milk thistle seed contains silymarin or silymarin, a compound shown to protect the liver and to accelerate the regeneration of liver cells. As an antioxidant, milk thistle can help reduce oxidative damage to the liver. Used as a liver protectant and healer to treat spleen problems, to protect the kidneys, which when you go into detox, you got to help out your kidneys as well. Liver, kidneys, gallbladder, spleen, right? But the kidneys, what do? They do a lot. They purify, they help purify the blood. They deal with a lot of water filtration as well, right? They deal with stress, back pain. A lot of people got back pain. Oh, my back. That's your kidneys, man. Your kidneys are damaged. It's not your muscles in your back, right? It says protect the kidneys as an antioxidant, and to protect the system from heavy metal damage. We can all use that. Milk thistle blocks toxins entering the liver and cleanses toxicity out of the liver cells. A good temporary process during any cleanse and detoxification process. See? So use these things, man. Right? And then the next one I'll definitely recommend. I'll recommend dandelion as well. If you're gonna use it for your liver, use dandelion root, not the leaves. Right? The leaves, they have a different purpose. Right? The leaves you can crush up and put in a salad, or you crush it up, put in your smoothie. Right? Just as a general mineralizer and gentle detoxifier, but the root is the real action. That's what you want for your liver. But I would definitely recommend this next herb called Schisandra berry. I've used this for a lot of years. I've given it to brothers and they have good results with it. So this is known as the 5-flavor berry, right? And that's because it has the 5 flavors, right? The five, sweet, sour, bitter. Uh, Damn, I forget the forget the other 2 right now, but all 5, right? All 5 are there. So it says is known as a beauty enhancing herb that detoxifies and regenerates the liver and lungs, helps reproductive system, builds sexual fluids, moistens the skin, calms nervous system, helps eye conditions like astigmatism, macular degeneration, diabetic retinopathy, eye fatigue, night blindness, improve peripheral vision, eye adaptation to the dark, strengthens adrenal glands, right? Which adrenal glands, they sit on top of your kidneys, right? And that's what I was talking about, the stress, right? They create certain or secrete, Esau used that word, secrete hormones, right? Like adrenaline, cortisol, right? There's other hormones that it deals with, but those are your 2 main ones that people know about. And again, this is dealing with your fight or flight, your stress response. So a lot of people today, they have a thing called adrenal fatigue. They don't even know it. You know, they don't even know it, and it gets so bad that you have people that, they gotta walk up a flight of stairs, and by the 3rd step, they just break down and start crying because it's so stressful, because they're so broken down. The stress is good. There's different kinds of stress though, and then there's a chronic stress that when you don't deal with it, it's gonna mess you up, man. So this herb will help you for this is known as an adaptogenic herb. So it'll help you adapt to the stress overload, or stress load in general, which we all have stress every day when you wake up in this damn place. So this herb can help you in multiple ways, not just for the liver. Right, but look, it says liver healing qualities equivalent to milk thistle. All right, so there's a lot of stuff, man, down here. Obviously, you can read this later, but it says it stimulates, right? It stimulates your liver to clean by raising levels of antioxidant glutathione in the liver to assist with detoxification and increases enzymatic metabolism of liver toxins, as well as increased production of digestive enzymes. Contains vitamin A, B1, B2, B3, C, calcium, cobalt, chromium, iron, manganese, right? I'm not gonna read all that, but all these different minerals, man, are very good. All right, but again, the main point is use this herb. You gotta use it. Okay. So that was pretty much it. Just a quick introductory to how would you go about a detox. You know, you have common sense, and you know what you got to cut out, right? Like, right? But if you would go about a gentle detox, I would go maybe 7 days to 10 days, right? Try out a week to 10 days. The first, I'll say the first 3 days you're going to feel like shit, right? The first 3 days you're going to feel like shit. Right after that, you're gonna feel the real boost, right? You're gonna feel the real boost of energy, the boost in mood, the overall joy, just overall well-being, You're gonna feel that because all the sludge, the first 3 days, you're gonna have a thing called the healing crisis. All the shit's coming out of your body, right? All the toxins in your cells are coming out, and they're coming in through your bloodstream, and then you're gonna feel like shit. You're gonna have headaches, withdrawals, fatigue. You're gonna have random hunger, random cravings, because all the shit's coming out of your body into your bloodstream and detoxing, right? So it's very powerful, man. So use these herbs, right? These herbs are for the service of man, right? You got to use these herbs, all right? So call halalim la Yahweh ba'ashem Yahweh Shai ba'ashem Racha HaKodash, all right? Double honors to the apostles of GMS who rule well, all right? Apostles, elders, and bishops, and shalom to the elect.